Hello, Marius. It's nice to see you again, even if it's online nowadays.
Thanks, George. Nice to meet you, man.
And thank you for taking your time to talk to Rockbladet about your album and a lot of other stuff. And I must say that I've known you for a while now, and I admire your dedication to the band and the music. You always produce good music after 20 years in the business. So thanks.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate your invitation and also giving us the chance to talk about our new album, Abyss Rising. Yeah, I know you for years, and it's really cool that now we are in that position actually that we can talk about the new Nightrage album. Yes. So thanks for that.
And the first question is, tell me about a bit about the upcoming album. When it will be released, the title, even the theme, what it's about, and also what can we expect, the feel and the vibe of the new album.
Yeah, the new album is called Abyss Rising, and it's coming on the 18th of February from Despots Records. We're gonna release it on vinyl, CD, and streaming actually. The album is recorded during the pandemic. We record the drums and mix and master at Studio Fredman. We're very, very pleased and very excited with the sound that Fredrik gave us, and also the fact that we have this new songwriting approach in the album. About the lyrics, I think that this is the third chapter of the trilogy that we started 2 previous albums before. Before we were working towards our own extinction as humanity, but this time we're in the hell on Abyss Rising, in the hell that we have created for ourselves, and there's no turning back.
So I see a pessimistic view of the world and humanity on those albums. So, but do you see any hope in the future, or do you see that that's the end?
Yeah, you're right. It's a pretty dark concept, and personally, I wish that this is not going to happen. But it's a thing that, as humanity, as human beings, we never learn from our past mistakes, and history has shown that. But I really hope that humanity will go to another path, so we're not gonna end up in self-catastrophe.
Yes, and the follow question is. I follow the Nightrage almost from the beginning, and I noticed that you have well-written always lyrics and interesting lyrics. How important are the lyrics in the universe of Nightrage?
For us, it's very, very important. It's like the 50% of what we do. I mean, I really think that this kind of lyrics, that this dark, pessimistic, all this mentality we have make a very good fit with the music we're playing, and I think it's one helping each other. So for us, it's very important to have a great message to say. I mean, of course, we're not preachers. We're not gonna preach about anything, but we just lay out our concerns about what is happening in the world and how we feel about relationships, about everything that is happening in the world. We have our own, eyes and ears open all the time. So we got inspired from everything that is going up in the world, and that's how we're writing the lyrics. It's very human-based. In reality, actually.
Yeah, that's really cool, and always interesting lyrics to read. And I also noticed that I always like the artwork, also the covers, the CD covers and stuff, and especially in the last albums, I love it. Like we see it behind me now. I think it's an amazing piece of art, and it captures also the essence of the album. How important is that, and who came with the idea? Who used to often came with ideas for the artwork, and who created? Tell me about the artist also a bit.
Well, that artwork, thanks to John Tousas from Athens, a very talented artist. Actually, we didn't give him a lot of information. Actually, we gave him some hints, like about some songs and about some themes, and he came up with that artwork by himself. And not only that, he also created all the artwork for the digital singles we have done, and some T-shirts and everything in between. I mean, he's very, very talented, and he understands us, and he's, very. We trust it. We trust a lot, John. I think this is one of the best covers we ever got in the Nightrage history, I believe.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the last one, especially. It's one of my favorites. I think really nice.
Actually, you see Dante on the cover. You see Dante. It's from Dante's Inferno.
Yes.
So it's Ronnie got influenced also a bit from Dante's Inferno. So we wanted to portray him on the cover. Being hurt and realizing the abyss that we have created for ourselves.
Yes. Cool. My next question is about the band, and I know that you and Dino, you live in Thessaloniki in Greece, and then we have here in Uppsala that is Ronnie, Magnus, and Franco. How does it work to have band members in two different countries, and how was the writing process for this album? If we think about the distance and everything.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's also Dino living in Thessaloniki, the drummer, the new drummer guy, and we're two guys in Greece, and the other three people in Sweden, and that could be a problem, but not for us. I mean, we always have the willing and the passion to do everything for Nightrage, and often I travel a lot in Sweden, to write stuff with Magnus and coming back and forth with everything that needed for Nightrage, like rehearsals and playing shows and stuff like that. So we never lose the connection, and that's a really good thing. Also, thanks to the internet, that we are keeping our communication on a daily basis. So actually, it's not a problem, to be honest. It could be a problem maybe 20 years ago because you didn't have these tools, but nowadays I think there's no distance anymore. And if you have the will and the passion and the attitude, you can achieve everything. That's what I think.
Yes, of course, it's much easier now with internet. So it's good to have.
So we are an internet band,
yes.
almost.
Cool. And the next question is about the inspiration. In general, what inspires you, not only in music-wise, but what inspires you as an artist to create something, even if it's music or anything else? What is the source of inspiration?
Maybe that for me, probably it's the traveling, and also the fact that sometimes I feel I don't know where it comes from, but it always comes. That's the thing, and I never got I always make that question to myself, and I can't find the answer for it. But inspiration can come from everywhere, from every aspect of your life. Even if you feel sad, or one day you feel down, that could be actually a source of inspiration. And that's actually how Nightrage started. I mean, I started the band, and I remember back then I felt very bad about other things about my previous band, and that was a tool for me to use and write all these songs for the first album. And I remember that sometimes they say that when you feel down and you feel that everything's against you, you feel more inspired to write stuff. But maybe that's not the case always, because you can write stuff when you feel happy and you feel in a good mood. So it always depends. But inspiration comes for a reason to us always, and we are coming up with these songs and these albums where we're doing with Nightrage.
Another question is about how much music do you listen? Because sometimes when you are a musician and you just all the time write and your own music, it's not so easy maybe to have the time to listen other music. Do you listen other music, and do you have any favorite bands, new bands? Because we know we all listen the old giants, the Metallica, Iron Maiden, and the stuff like that. But do you have any new bands that you think that okay, that's something new and good?
I believe there's a tons of new, exciting and fresh bands that they're doing amazing music, and I always coming back to my Spotify new metal tracks every week, and I listen to tons of bands, that they're releasing new singles and new albums. So I'm always aware of what's going on. I mean, of course, I'm a sucker for the 80s metal, and I listen to these old bands like you mentioned, the Metallicas and the Maidens and all that stuff. But of course, I realize that metal is never gonna die, because as long as this new fresh sound is coming towards us, it's gonna be forever. So I'm very grateful and very happy actually that there is a lot of talent out there. So I always have my ears open to listen to new bands, definitely.
Yes. Do you have any favorites or some bands that you?
I like Trivium. I like a lot of bands actually. I like this animal as leaders. Even though this is not my style, I appreciate the technicality and I don't understand what they're playing, but the sound that they're coming from them is amazing. Stuff like that. I listen to a lot of Polyphia. Maybe the Polyphia guys are amazing new talents in the metal scene. Stuff like that.
Yes. My next question is about the pandemic now, and I know many artists talk about it, and it's difficult, and it's canceling concerts, and we know all that. But my question is, do you think that in the long run, the pandemic will affect metal and bands and artists in general negatively, or it's gonna be like in the long run a positive thing? Because we talked about before a bit that when it's difficult situations and dramatic situations in the world, it usually comes good art because artists inspired by stuff like that. And also the people now are missing all these concerts and all the action, and maybe after the pandemic will go up, or it's gonna be like it's negative or positive in the long run. Do you think about metal music?
Well, metal have overcome all these difficulties so far, so many years. If you can imagine, like if you remember back in the day, like when crunch came, and metal, everybody was saying that metal was almost dead, but then it was Pantera and it was Machine Head and all these bands that brought up metal. So I think metal always find a way to adapt to every situation. So now with the pandemic, I think on the long run, metal will adapt to it, and the music business in general, need to adapt on that new thing that is we're living right now. So I think it's gonna be fine in the end. I don't think art will die because of that. We as humanity we have gone through much worse situations in our history. So I think this is probably a lesson for us to be more careful about our civilization and be more nice to each other, being better persons, and taking care of each other. So I think art will always prevail in the end. That's what I think.
Yes, I agree. I think it's gonna be something good can come out of everything, even the worst situation. You have a long career. You started like 20 years ago with Nightrage, and you played music before also. And you managed to release all the time good albums to maintain your artistic inspiration and writing, and to produce good albums for 20 years. What's the recipe, the secret behind this? And what's the difficult thing about this? And do you have any maybe some good advice for the young artists and the bands now that they're starting and they have the dream to maybe play 20, 30 years?
Probably for me, if I want to talk personally, it's the love for the music. That's the one, first and foremost. And also, I think it's also the fact that I'm very detailed, very focused. When I want something, I never let it go. So I never let down Nightrage so far. I mean, of course, we have been we had a lot of ups and downs so far with the band, and people leaving, people coming, stuff like that. But that never was a negative factor for me. I always believed in the Nightrage spirit and the Nightrage idea. So for me, it's all about the love for the music, and stay true to yourself, be honest with yourself, and then you can create great art and great music. And my advice to young bands is like, believe in yourself and never let anyone let you down on your dreams. So always pursue your dreams to the fullest.
Yes, that's nice to hear, because there's so much negativity in the world right now. So it's good to hear that. My next question is about the future. I know that now it's difficult to make plans with this pandemic for anything, but do you have any plans for the near future or after the release, and or something that you would like to do?
Yeah, we have actually a new booker, Nanda from Heavy Metal Agency. She's super awesome, and she's looking for us all the time. We have a very good communication, but we also understand that there is a problem right now. I mean, I see a lot of bands announcing tours, and after a while they cancel them. So it's a problem still with many countries. They have a lot of restrictions, so it's a problem for a band to go, from a different town to different country, or there's a big problem right now. So I think we have to wait a little bit and see what it's going to be. Maybe up to September, October 2022, maybe things will be more open, and then we can discuss about the possibilities. And of course, we want to go out and play because we have a new album coming out. But it's a global problem, and I really hope that this is vanished very, very soon, not only for us and the music business, but for the whole world. I mean, everybody's suffering from that, and we really hope for the best.
Yes. Well, I hope that this pandemic will go away soon, and we start again with little concerts and festivals. Are there any festivals that you would like to play that you haven't played still? And if you could choose a dream lineup for a festival to be a part of, what will that be?
Metallica, Iron Maiden, Testament, and Nightrage. That would be the ultimate.
Sounds good to me.
But I like a lot of festivals, of course, and we are always available and willing to play. So I really hope we can do some this summer, and we can do some and promote Abyss Rising for all our beloved fans.
Cool. Okay, and for the last thing I want to ask you is where we can find the Nightrage for some new fans maybe that they don't know online, and what's the best way nowadays to support Nightrage? Do you think?
Yeah, we're very active on social media. So nightrage.com is our official site, and then we have Facebook and we have Instagram. I mean, if you go to nightrage.com, you find every information about us. And if you want to support us, also you can go to our merch page at nightrage.com/shop. So you can buy. We have shirts. We have different CDs and stuff like that. And now we're waiting for the new album, vinyl and CD. And also I'm gonna make new shirts with Abyss Rising cover artwork. So stay tuned, and if you want to support us still, go to nightrage.com. Thank you very much.
And of course, spread the word and talk to other people about Nightrage because it's worth it. It's really good music. If you are into melodic death metal, I think it's a must. So thank you, Marios, very much for your time, and I hope to see you soon on stage.
Definitely. Thanks a lot, George. I appreciate that fact you gave us a chance to talk about Abyss Rising. That is coming once again 18th of February 2022 from Despots Records worldwide. I want to give all my warm greetings to all our Swedish fans, and really hope we're coming back to play more shows for all of you. Stay metal and beware of the abyss. Cheers.
Stay healthy and stay heavy.
Thanks, George.
See you.